This is Chili Dog Pod, a podcast where we only talk about chili dogs. Today's chili dogs come from Lindy's Lunch in Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
This week, we got our chili dogs at Lindy's Lunch in Neshannock Township, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Lindy's Lunch is on Route 18/Wilmington Road, right on the corner of Wilmington Road and Hazelcroft Avenue. There's a lot of things that used to be there. So I'm going to give you those Newcastle directions, the famous Newcastle directions. Lindy's is located where Warner Photography used to be. Back in the olden days, you could take your film there and get it developed. And then something else went in there. And then P.O. Lunch moved from downtown Newcastle to that location. No affiliation with Lindy's. And then P.O. Lunch, I guess, retired. And then Lindy's rented the space. So Lindy's Lunch is located in a little plaza, lots of parking, which I loved. And it's at the end of the plaza, so there's a drive-through window. So it's a very convenient location. It's owned and operated by Lindy Loro. It opened in June of 2020. Of all things, she had just signed a lease for the space on March 11th, and then the shutdown hit. So she managed to make her way through the COVID shutdown and everything following that, and through the red tape, and get up and running and be successful, which is amazing. And she did this all in a matter of a few months. So they were up and running by June of 2020, but they had a lot of restrictions to deal with. But still, having the drive-through window was fantastic, and they did takeout orders and managed to keep it going. I can't imagine how stressful that would have been. Lindy is amazing. And Lindy and her daughter, Victoria Pegley, run the restaurant. Lindy has worked in and around the food and beverage industry for most of her career, so she's really, really good at what she does. Victoria has her own career now, but she still makes time to be involved in the family business, and she does the social media and helps develop new products and a lot of other things that need to be done on the business side. Lindy's family has been in the restaurant business for over 40 years, the Clavelli and the Loro families. They've done everything from owning and operating a restaurant in Naples, Florida, to Trojo's in Newcastle, which was a fantastic Italian restaurant. They also previously owned the Chestnut Street Cafe in Sharon, the Crane Room Bar and Grill in New Englander Banquet Center, and they've also been successful restaurateurs for the last 4 decades. And Lindy's sister is a chef. Her name is Marguerite. And she is the previous owner and operator of All Good Taste Catering in Pittsburgh. She's a trained French professional chef with over 30 years of experience. So Marguerite is also a part of the family business, and they bring her in consulting on questions that they have and things that they want to do. And she brings her 3 decades of cooking experience for some of the most prestigious groups in the nation to Newcastle, which is a really cool thing. So together they run this hot dog shop, but as you'll see on their website, Lindy's promises to be more than your average hot dog shop, and I would say that's definitely true. The chili that they have for their hot dogs is made using a nearly 80-year-old recipe, a double top secret recipe that came from the owners of the Dairy Lunch in downtown Newcastle, which is another one of those things that used to be there that's not there anymore. Dairy Lunch was on Long Avenue and was a famous place to stop in and get some food and a beer and whatever. And it's actually the place where I found out that everything in Newcastle means chili, onions, and mustard. So my friend from work was going to order lunch out, and I ordered a hamburger with everything, thinking that I would get mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle, right? Because that's everything. But instead, I got a hamburger with chili, onions, and mustard. And I was like, what the heck? And he goes, oh, well, this is everything. And I said, no, it isn't everything. And he goes, yeah, it's everything in Newcastle. He goes, you asked for everything in Newcastle, and that's what you get. And I'm like, I never knew this. I had no idea. So I was always very cautious after that when I ordered something. So that's where my fascination with the Newcastle everything began. So apparently, Lindy's family is related to the Davis family, who were the owners of Dairy Lunch, and they shared the secret recipe with them, which is really cool. So about those chili dogs, they are good. They're really good. The hot dogs themselves are very flavorful, regular sized hot dogs. They also offer an all beef hot dog as an option you can order. The buns are really nice and fresh. The onions are very good onions. If you've listened to this podcast, you know I'm a little picky about my onions. And the chili. Lindy's chili is a thick, rich, dark chili. It's got some heat, but it's not super spicy. It's just got this very deep flavor and a very nice burn, as I like to say. It's an intense chili. I would say it's an intense chili. And I really liked it. It was good. It's been so long since I've had Dairy Lunch chili that I don't remember what it tastes like, but I remember seeing it, and this is what it looked like. I can kind of remember that, but I'm sure this is dead on because it's so good. It's such a good chili. Remember, if you order everything on your chili dog, what you're going to get is chili, onions, and mustard, right? Okay.
Well, and apparently if you order everything on a hamburger, that's what you get too.
Possibly true. I would double check that, I would double check that anywhere you go. Lindy's also offers a couple of specialty dogs. They have a Reuben dog that has sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and a Thousand Islands dressing. They have the Carolina dog that has coleslaw, chili, and shredded cheese. And they have what they call the Newcastle dog that has chili, pepper sauce, spicy brown mustard, and chopped tomatoes. I was thinking maybe I could get them to offer a Mary Mac dog with mayo, onions, dill pickles, and tomatoes. I wonder what I'd have to do. If you check out Lindy's online menu on her website, it reads like a 50s diner menu. I was thrilled about this. They open at 7:30 in the morning, and they run every day 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then on Sundays, they're open from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you can get breakfast. They have all sorts of sandwiches and specials for dinner every day. They have smash burgers and, of course, hot dogs. Then they have gyros, which their gyros are really, really good. I've gotten those a few times. And they have salads, all different sorts of salads, and several flavors of milkshakes and floats. I just thought that was great. So they have when you go in, it's this diner vibe where you go in and the counter is like half round and you can see the entire cooking area. I don't know. I just got that kind of a diner vibe when I went in. I thought it was really nice. There's a lot of seating room in there. They offer sit-down service, so somebody will come and take your order. They have a drive-through, like I mentioned before, which is nice because you can call an order and just drive through and pick up. They also do catering, which is really neat. When they do catering, you can get hot dogs or hamburgers or sliders or whatever, and they bring all the fixins and fries and whatever, salad if you want salad and stuff, and that's really nice too. So they're definitely a full-service place. They are really more than just a hot dog shop, but they are a fantastic hot dog shop. Lindy's Lunch was also the proud recipient of the Newcastle News Best of the Best Award for lunch and French fries, which is really cool. Back to the chili again. We're here to talk about chili dogs, and I keep getting off topic because, I start going on and on about everything else, but their chili is 100% all beef, and it's made with gluten-free ingredients. So that means there's not any sort of a filler in there that would have gluten in it, which is good to know. Like everyone else we've talked to as we've gone through this podcast, everyone said the same thing. The way to make good hot dog chili is with good, fresh ingredients. And that is definitely true. And I love hearing that from everybody. I really love hearing that from everybody. So if you go to Lindy's and you go inside and sit down and you order 2 chili dogs and fries, you're going to get this big round platter dish that has your 2 hot dogs on the edges. And the rest of the plate is this giant mound of fresh cut fries. So in other words, as we've talked about,
we're back to the fry warning.
We're back to the fry warning again. If you're going with a friend or two, you really only need one order of fries. You don't need to everybody get their own fries kind of a thing. And these are fresh cut fries with the skin on, the potato skin on, and they were superb. Every time I've had them, they've been superb. They're really good. They're cooked perfectly. and just absolutely delicious. I went up this week just before I do these podcasts. I like to eat so it's all fresh in my head, even though I like to eat them all the other times too. So I went up for lunch at work and I was cracking up because I didn't even think about the fries. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was by myself. Like, what am I going to do? So I gave it my best effort, but I didn't finish. So I took the extras home. They were just fantastic. So as I said before, this is a great stop. It's a great place to go for anything, really. Just going out to dinner. It's a nice little sit down spot. They don't serve alcohol, but they have definitely lots of other choices to drink there. And as I said, the chili is really good, and they put a good amount of it on the hot dogs. I like that too. So stop at Lindy's and give them a try if you haven't been there yet. Get yourself a delicious chili dog with everything and enjoy it because it's really good. Lindy's Lunch is located at 2402 Wilmington Road, Newcastle, PA. The phone number to call and order is 724-202-6997.
The website for Lindy's Lunch is lindyslunchtogo.com. You can find us online at Mary Mac Bakehouse on Facebook, Mary Mac Bakehouse and Mary Mac Podcast on Instagram, Mobile Mary Mac on Twitter, and on our website, marymacpodcast.com. If you're from Newcastle and have a favorite hot dog shop that we haven't covered yet, let us know on social media or email info@marymacpodcast.com with your suggestions.